I'd like to look at the geography paper 2 answering skills. Geo paper 2 answering skills. These types of lessons, or this type of a lesson, is quite important because it's sort of mainly exam oriented, in the sense that the information that I'm going to share here is what like those examiners want to see when you're answering. I always tell most of the students, paper rako rinofana kuita your lawyer. Tichidzidza izvozvo. Pane mukana wekuti ukakanganisa I can fix kuti gadzirisa apa. But when you have written and want to submit a company, there is no time to what? To fix my problem. So it is the duty of this lesson to help you to answer the geographic questions very well. So what is important is to know what we call command words. Every question paper is what we call command words. The command words are very important. So some of the command words that we are supposed to look at are state. Right? Number 2, describe. Number 3, explain, distinguish. Distinguish. Usually describe and outline, work hand in hand, work hand in glove. So there is state, there is describe or outline, there is explain, there is distinguish. So that's what I'm supposed to explain to you. Kuti kana question yakuti state unopindura sei, kana yakuti describe unopindura sei, kana yakuti explain unopindura sei, kana yakuti distinguish unopindura sei. Because my words were they are very important. Uchano explain apa mabadongo describe it. Uchano state apa badongo describe it. So it's very important. You have to know if you know the state is not a very good angle. Number 1. To state is just to pinpoint an answer directly. You get the sense? Like you are simply supposed to list the things asked by the question. You are simply supposed to list those things. For example, state any 3 renewable water resources. Okay, for example, state any 3 countries that are found in Africa. You don't have to beat about the bush, just go straight to the point. Zimbabwe, Angola, and Nigeria. Then you'll be given your 3 marks. Then when you talk about describing, describe the scene in the photograph, right? So describing means providing a clear depiction of something. An excellent description creates images in the mind of the marker. Then I'm going back to English. In English language we use those descriptive words, right? To create those pictures, right? So a description is quite simple and straightforward, but it gives a clear picture of what is happening. For example, you might be asked to describe the characteristics of a CBD, the characteristics of a central business district. You can say there is the presence of what? Of traffic lights. There is the presence of traffic lights. That's a description. You are asked to describe my characteristics in town. So there is the presence of what you call traffic lights. So if you have written like this, you are given your mark. Then let us look at explain. The word explain in geographic circles, especially at ordinary level, is something to do with giving reasons. When you are asked to explain, you are tasked to give reasons for your answer. You get the sense? In most cases, the word explain in geography is something to do with reasons. What am I saying here? Describe and explain, for example, describe and explain the characteristics of a CBD. I can describe that there is the presence of traffic lights in the CBD. That's a description. But when I would give an explanation further, I would say there is the presence of traffic lights due to the huge volumes of what? Of traffic. So this one is an explanation. It is giving us the reason why there is the presence of traffic lights in the what? In the CBD. kuti basa remarobots nderekucontrola mota because munofamba mota dzakawanda. There is a high volume of what? There is a huge volume of traffic. Zvekuti kudai mutaona mamusina marobots kamota vaingogara kuine maaccidents. So there is a reason why there are those robots. Then you can be asked to distinguish. This means giving what? Disparities. This means giving differences between provided features or phenomenons. Make use of comparative words, right? Because you're asked to distinguish. Make use of comparative words like while list, like whereas, right? You can also use a table if you need may rise, right? Yes, you can draw a table, advantages on this side, disadvantages on this side, clearly presented. Those examiners mark answers, clear answers. They are paid to mark answers. So don't make the job difficult for them. Just present the answer clearly to them on a silver platter. Then they can give you a mark and you pass. And then we'll celebrate at the end of the day. So there are some important information, like you have to take cognizance of the mark allocation, right? Mark allocation. Kana question yanzi 7 marks, TH 7 points. Mark allocation must guide you. Ndopo sangano wangu wanokuti yanzi 5 marks nomona runyora 2 masende. What is really happening here? Question yatuna tonyowa kumbere kuti 7 marks. Waneko wachira 7 marks zakapanga. So mark allocation is very important. So there are some questions that can demand you to give advantages and disadvantages of a certain mark, and they usually carry 7 marks. Give the advantages and disadvantages of urbanization, right? So you must come up with a balance. You might give 4 advantages, then 3 disadvantages, or 3 advantages, then 4 disadvantages. So whichever way, we can still get what? 7. We can still get what? 7. Whether you started with 4, 3, 3, 4, we can still get 7. So you must not say 6, 1 or 5, 2. Try to come up with sort of a balance. Right? Yes. And the other tip, another important tip is, please make the best choices, especially from concept or topics you have a better grasp of. I always say that exams are very simple. Why are they simple? Unokonza upindure zvinhu zvaunoda. Handino exam unozochoose questions. So munhu akangwara anosarudza questions aanoziva ematopic aanoziva. Hakuna munhu anonyatsoziva matopic. Inini wacho I'm a history specialist. I know history so much. But nditori ndega ndakagara ndinonyatsoziva kuti knowledge yangu yetopic iyi is better than yetopic iyi. So that's what you are also supposed to do when you are writing. You also have to know kuti this question I have much knowledge as compared to the other one. So you have to write as many points as possible. So you have to choose a question in which you can answer at most 80% of its parts. But sometimes the question can have parts. It might be question 1 with the part A, part B, part C, part D. So you also have to make sure that you are able to answer all the parts of the questions, or at least 80% or more of the questions. So thank you very much.